Hello guys, this is Jacek from Thumbshooters UK and welcome to episode 2 of Me, the Thumbshooter. And today I've got one of our first probably members of the club, which is Dave from Leeds.
Hi guys.
He's with me in the middle of the Yorkshire Moors in one of his favorite 3D archery courses. We just had a go at two courses and it's absolutely stunning. And the sceneries, we're going to put some videos of Dave shooting later on, but first we're going to start with Dave. And Dave, you can introduce yourself, you know, how long you've been doing archery and a little bit about yourself.
Cool. So I've probably been doing archery probably since about the age of 16.
Age of 16, that is a long time.
There was quite a substantial break in the middle of that. So it's probably started out originally after watching the Lord of the Rings films.
Lord of the Rings,
oh my God,
Legolas.
I need to do that. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I want to be a ranger with a hood and all that crap. So yeah, I got into archery. Started with recurve archery and did a few.
So three-finger shooting.
Three-finger shooting, Mediterranean. Never even heard of thumb release or anything.
That's
like
probably
that.
most of us. So
Not
how did you discover and when you discovered the thumb shooting?
Well, after I was also involved in martial arts from quite a young age. So probably from about the age of 8, I was put into martial arts. Went through various disciplines, into the Japanese ones, the Aikidos and things as well. Progressed on to doing Budo, Taijutsu and Ninjutsu.
Okay, so mainly Japanese traditional
very
martial
much
arts.
Japanese traditional martial arts.
Okay.
Budo being what the samurai were trained.
So was the part of this any Kyujutsu training?
There was a lot of it which was heavily weapon based, and a lot of it was also obviously hand to hand as well. The Taijutsu element of that. And through that, and having a fascination with Asiatic weaponry, obviously came Asiatic bows.
So have you ever shot Japanese style of shooting?
I hadn't ever shot it.
So just
no.
blunt weapons,
Just
swords, pole arms.
Yeah, katanas, yaris, naginatas.
So you in the more of a Japanese area,
yeah, very much
martial
Japanese warfare from that.
Okay, and when this thumb release started to...
So the thumb release actually came about. I mean, I was aware of Kyoto and the way that they would shoot, and I've seen how they would use a ring, and it would be very different to how we would be shooting with 3 fingers. I was actually scrolling through Facebook one day and saw yourself on a video, and I was like, what the hell is this crazy kid doing? Like he's like pulling 100 pounds on his thumb. I'm like,
oh, so you already see me pulling 100 pounds?
Yeah.
Okay, so it must be one of my latest videos.
So I was like, I'm sure you're pulling you're pulling something ridiculous. And I was like, it's not even possible on your thumb. I was like, I want to try that. Like, how do I even get into this?
Oh my God.
And it was only about...
So I'm responsible for you.
You're responsible for it. But it was only about a couple of months down the line, I think, after me seeing that, you actually set up the Thumbshooters page. And one of our members in the page actually got in touch about the Keshik bow that I brought with me today. And I was like, well, that's a great starting point. I'd been out of archery for about maybe 4 or 5 years. So
you had a 5-year break and then straight into thumb shooting. So you had to build up again.
I smashed my elbow up.
Okay, after accident.
Yeah, so I had my arm reconstructed and it's all metal and things in there. So for years I wasn't even able to pull 30 pounds. Like legitimately couldn't even pull.
And how did it feel for you when you started off?
Weird.
Weird.
Very, very weird. So I'd obviously been used to shooting 3 fingers and looking down the sight of the arrow. And to then flip it all around on the opposite side, I was like, oh.
And now, how you feel about that now?
Now I can't do 3 fingers. I can't shoot 3 fingers.
So you really got hooked up?
So yeah, I'm thumb hooked up. So yeah, totally different. I enjoy it a lot more. I think it's a lot more interesting.
What's your favorite style of archery? Would you think, probably I know the answer, but is it target archery? What is it?
No,
which element?
I don't mind target archery. It's all right for a little bit of a leisurely shoot. But other than that, yeah, being out in the woods. For me, actually being outside in nature is quite
connected to nature and above the woods. Yeah. I mean, this location, guys, is outstanding. We're going to show you later some clips of shooting. It's absolutely stunning and so quiet in the middle of the forest, waterfalls, rivers, and some old 3D targets. Great. And when it comes to arrows, you have a preferable choice between natural materials or modern?
I love working with natural materials. So all my arrows are wooden arrows. I do have a few aluminiums which I use if it's actually chucking it down. But other than that, 99% of my arrows.
So I think loads of your work, you do your arrows yourself, I noticed.
Yeah, they're all made by myself. Generally, the feathers, apart from the ones I got with me today, the feathers I'll cut from full feathers and I'll bind them on.
So it's not only shooting them, but you also like the process of making
them.
them.
I mean, you saw yourself the other day, just the antler knocks and things that I was making.
Yeah. So your Instagram account, Journey with Arrows.
Yeah,
there you can see loads of pictures of Dave making arrows, horn knocks and stuff. Go and have a look there. And great. And what is your dream bow if you ever had enough money? The budget is not an issue. Somebody tells you, Dave, you got to pick your favorite.
I would love one and all in his bows. I think they are stunning. Really, really,
Any in
really
particular?
Nice. I'm not sure of the names of most of them. I'd look at them all. I'm like, I need at least one of them.
Because of the looks, or
I think it does everything about it.
you mean one of this
yeah,
style, longer
yeah.
draw? I think you prefer a longer draw.
Yeah, they are really.
So this
really
is
nice.
up to 33. I think they got loads of Mongolian balls and
really
other
nice.
stuff.
The decorative work on them is phenomenal.
Right.
Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I guarantee you won't be disappointed.
No.
And okay, and is any of the archers these days you would like to meet?
I think there's quite a few, to be honest with you. I think
Someone that maybe inspires you, or someone you
Yeah,
look
I
up to,
mean-
or maybe just look fun to meet.
Yeah, I mean, one of them stood in front of me already. So, Armin, I'd love to have a chat with Armin about a few things and whatnot as well. Is it Brian Ferguson?
Yeah,
chat
yeah,
with as well.
of course.
Yeah, a few different people. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
And this is the question which I like to ask people the most. If you ever manage to travel back in time and you see another archery culture, where would you travel back to live with them, see how they live?
2 places,
Unfortunately,
just the one.
you can one on the camera. You
Just
can
the
tell
one.
me your second choice.
Right,
But
okay.
this is the tricky bit, because of course I have like 50 places I'd like to visit.
Okay, so I think for one of them, purely out of
You
more,
can only be taken one place, so
Right,
you got to take
okay.
a shot.
So I think purely out of curiosity,
Yeah.
because the other side of it I probably know more about. I'd love to see how the Comanches or the Native Americans would
Native
shoot.
Americans.
Because the stories that you hear and things you read about, and them shooting underneath the horses' necks.
Yeah,
and
on the
things
side of the
like that.
horse
Yeah.
hiding and
I
stuff.
would love to
Some
see
of the
how they
records
would-
of French armies saying that there was no archer, and there's archer is
Yeah,
appearing on
arrows
top
coming
of
out of nowhere,
yeah. And bison hunting
Yeah.
alongside the
I
bison.
would love to see
Yeah.
that. I mean, they
That's
can-
actually interesting. I never thought about it. That with
Yeah.
you being in such a long time orientated in Japanese martial arts, to look for some inspiration
Yeah,
somewhere else.
yeah.
Much shorter bows, sinew
yeah,
back,
the total opposite.
ridiculous poundages, short arrows. Interesting,
Yeah, like
interesting.
18-inch draw lengths, I think, on some of them.
Interesting.
Crazy.
So can you show us what you're shooting today?
Yep. So at
Get
the
a little
moment,
bit closer to the camera.
we've got the Zuran by AF Archery. Is it AF? Yeah.
AF, yeah.
AF Archery. So that's made from ashwood, babinga, and glass laminate.
That looks very nice, and of course this has got some ridiculous draw length.
Very long draw with 36 inches.
So have you settled with your draw length? Are you still experimenting?
Still
long,
experimenting
short?
with them. We do have.
Do you like the long draw?
I do like the long draw.
I think nothing beats the Japanese probably long draw.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's-
Manchu is
it
close,
is- it
but
is quite
this goes up to
satisfying.
8 to 36, right?
36 inches on
Yeah,
that draw.
so you can go
Yeah.
really, guys. This is absolutely quite stunning, guys.
36 inches.
And your other bow is also similar style, no?
Yeah, very similar. The other one's the Keshig. It's not quite as. It's probably more heavily reflexed on there, or recurved.
Beautiful. We're gonna see some footage of the shooting later down. The range, actually, the place is absolutely stunning, and Dave was happy to invite us to his not so local range, but of course within Yorkshire. So we had to travel a long way to meet Dave today. We're gonna see some footage of Dave shooting. We got a few nice places here and some amazing targets to meet. And what do you think about the group itself? Setting up the group.
I think it's brilliant, to be honest with you. The group's done a lot for me, especially over the
You've been
past-
very
past-
active on the group, so I thank you very much
Yeah,
for that. Also,
I kinda
with the
live
content and
on my
you.
own. So, yeah, it's been a big help. It's been, especially over lockdown and things. So I've only been shooting thumb release from the beginning of lockdown.
So you're doing incredibly well. I must tell you that. But that's
Yeah, I mean, I
quite
started
incredible.
the first lockdown was when I started shooting at goes then in my living room.
That's really
Actually,
nice.
it's in my basement to begin
I
with.
remember those
It's in my
videos of
basement.
this very dodgy
So,
basement.
Yeah, so my basement's like bomb shelter shape.
It
So
did look
I've got-
very nuclear
and I
safe.
can't stand up because it goes through the roof. So,
So you're all tilting bows.
I'm kneeling down, I'm tilting
Kneeling down.
bows. And
Amazing,
things. So
amazing.
that was the first time that I'd ever shot thumb release. Few months after we had the first lockdown, I joined Leeds Archers, and that was the first time I actually had any chance or experience of sending an arrow down a range with thumb release. And now I'm hitting awards. and
Anything you
things
feel
and
it feels different to three-finger shooter, or it benefits you more than three-finger shooter? Why are you not going to go back to three-finger?
It benefits me a lot more, I think, because when I was shooting 3 fingers, it got to a point. I mean, I had sights and stabilizers on my bow,
Modern
and all
shooting.
sorts, and it got to a point where there was so much equipment, it just became too much for me to even kind of comprehend and get my head around. And,
So this is much more simpler.
This is much more simpler.
More of a tuning of the archer,
Yeah,
would you say, rather than tuning?
yeah, it takes the stress out of me, and I mean, whether if I miss it, I miss it. It's just a bit of fun at the end of the day. But when I was shooting recurve, it just target panic would sit in because I'm like, well, I'm focusing on this, and that's not quite there, and I'm just like, strip it all off, go back to basics. And,
awesome.
So yeah, it was kind of refreshing to start with thumb release and not do 3 fingers. And
Many
just
people, I find this many
practice
people
it.
say that actually is a way of reconnecting and slowing down a
Yeah.
bit, and bit of meditative state they go through. Not much of a hitting the bullseye every time, like with sport archery, a bit more of a journey on the way. Okay, great. So guys, we're gonna go out shoot some arrows with Zura, and also Dave's gonna switch on later to his Keshik bow. So we're gonna see Dave shooting some that bow as well later on. So we'll see you in a minute. Nice shooting, Dave. So Dave now on his Zuran. How long these arrows, Dave?
31.
31. Lovely sound. Good hit. Nice work. Nice.
One type of arrow, it's fucking useless.
That's a hit. Awesome. You do one more?
Yeah.
Correction for the kill zone. This one's stuck in his butt, no?
Butt leg, I think.
There, go on. Bring it more to the center. That's got it. Nice work. Alright, again, Dave versus Bear. Take 2. Ah, that's killed him for sure.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Might even be in the heart.
Nice.
Dave.
Nice. I had a question from one of the members
Go on.
about your shot process. How do you shoot? What do you think about how do you get up? How it works? I mean, that's one of the questions somebody put in.
Literally, I just look at the target. I don't think there's any kind of aiming or any thought process that goes into it. I think my only thought process is just try and get to full draw. And other than that, everything
Full draw
else,
and release.
yeah, everything else is just kind of whatever feels right, to be honest. I think that's probably it.
Let's have a look what we got on this one.
I'm not
I think we
quite
got
in the
kill
heart.
zone. No, this
No,
kill zone is
over here.
actually where I thought it would be, but
Set a bit further back, innit?
Yeah.
You're on there.
it's only done. So Dave, attempt on 36 inches draw. How tall are you? 6 foot?
No, 5'11".
5'11".
Yeah,
No,
just
36. We're pushing it, but
Just shy.
go for it. Nice. Hit.
Kill
Yes.
zone.
There you go. Nice job. Good work. For this one now. Ah, that's a nice line. Hey, got that one.
Head.
Ay. Close. That's a lovely target. This. Just put it here so I can see it. It's a bison.
Well, it's tricky because it's when you walk the slice.
Yay!
36-inch arrows.
Dave here invited us to his new house. This is
Tree house.
it's a tree house. Very lovely. And we just got the target down there somewhere, a little dodo bird. There he is. This is very peaceful location. Streaming water streams. And we got the next shoot. What is it? A wasp?
Yeah.
So Dave and his Keshik. Hit?
Close.
Close.
Under his chin.
Dave doesn't have his ring today.
Electrical tapes.
Electrical taped ring borrowed from a friend. But he managed to get it in.
No.
Nah. To the next one. So what are you shooting to then, Dave? There. 3 attack, Dave.
Valley bow.
Alright.
And it's 40 pounds and 33 inches.
It's looking beautiful.
Yeah.
So and you got one of the members on the group as well.
What's that, sorry?
That's the bow what you got one of the members on the
is,
group.
yeah.
There you
Very
go.
first bow through the group.
That's nice. Nice to hear. That's good. And how do you enjoy the bow? You like the bow?
Yeah, it's
It's
good.
definitely a good looking bow. Let's just have a look at
It's
some.
nice looking
There's
bow.
like some
It's,
imperial paintings on it,
Yeah.
and comfortable weight for you.
yeah, for me it is. It's
Yeah.
alright.
And-
it's a bit more comfortable when I've got a decent thumb ring.
Okay, for sure. And is a good bow for 3D or would
I
you?
think I prefer my other one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think my other bow is a Zuran. It's got a slightly narrower.
So AF Zuran.
I think it's because it's got a narrow pass. I feel like I can kind of see the target a bit easier. It's quite wide, is that, especially at targets that are quite far away.
Gotcha. So we're gonna have a look at that later.
I'm going to do that in the second half.
Lovely, lovely. And this is your favorite place to shoot, I guess.
Good place, isn't it?
Good place.
Yeah,
Lovely.
Uh,
Let's have a look at one more time. Hit?
Find a
He's dead. He's dead. Nice. We're gonna have a look at Dave's balancing skills. Good balance, Dave. He's not even moving, that guy. A skateboarder. Tony Hawk. Hey, nice shot. So now, Dave, and I guess your favorite bow now?
yeah, although it's a shorter arrow, and it's going to probably throw me out. Yeah, massively.
It's a lovely shot, no? With the stream. You can hear the stream. Dave, you got to go for 16.
clout shooter bastard. Because I'm shooting in the eye. I'm almost the head.
Backdrop.
I think backdrop, yeah.
Backdrop.
I'm aiming good 3 or 4 feet above his head.
Hold out.
Okay guys, last 2 hours of the day. Me and Dave had a cracking day at the field. We're gonna try to do 2 simultaneous shots today for you, and we're gonna say bye and hopefully see you next on the December the 4th. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. One more shot. 3, 2, 1. Nice. So,
Cool.
Dave,
Yep,
thanks
nice
very
to
much for coming. It was
Yep.
amazing course. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This little episode with Dave, the samurai from Leeds, and we'll see you in episode 3. See you later, guys. Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Now what he needs to do, he drop that ball in that fancy machine which I'm going to show you from here, and he needs to shoot 3 arrows before the bell. Alright, 2, but because you're Asiatic shooter, I'll give you 3. Ready?
Yeah.
Off you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never do 2 shots with a thumbtack.
I can hear the ball rolling down. No pressure here. Nearly there, nearly there. Go on, go on.
It's 3.
You can do 4, man. You could have done. You could have done 4.
Wait for that to dip.
You can talk us through, Jed.
Okay, Jasek's going to put he's on a timer here now. He's got to put the ball in.
So I've got to drop this ball in here.
No, you can lift the lid.
Lift the lid, drop the ball in there,
Yeah.
and I've got to shoot
2
at least 2 arrows before it rings the bell.
Yeah.
Can I run? Can I run towards?
Yeah. Fast as you can.
Okay, go.
I'm not very good at running. And that's a miss. And that's a 3.
You did well to get 3 off.